Hi, my name is Professor Emerson, and I wanted to talk to you real quick about lab safety. First thing on the list is being dressed appropriately. And first thing you'll need is a pair of safety goggles. These are at the bookstore that you can buy. And also recommended are gloves for dealing with chemicals and possibly an apron if you need that as well to protect your clothing. One thing that is also required are closed-toed shoes. If you are prone to forget, you need to possibly put a pair in the trunk of your car so that if you come to lab one day unprepared, you can go out to your car and grab your pair of shoes and then come in and get ready for lab. But you have to have closed-toed shoes in order to be in a chemistry lab room. Second thing on the list is Bunsen burners. There will be some experiments where we will need heat, obviously, for reactions to go, and we'll need to light the Bunsen burner. So first, give you a tutorial. Each lab station has a Bunsen burner present, and what we'll need to do is have the nozzle and the valve on the table line up parallel, and then you'll use a striker to light the Bunsen burner. So all you would do is make sure that your valve and nozzle become parallel, so a complete 90-degree turn, and then with your striker, make sure you have a spark, and then you just real easily light the Bunsen burner with your striker. When you're done using your Bunsen burner, make sure and turn it off by either completely going to the left or to the right until you can't push any further. Then the gas will be off. When you're using a Bunsen burner, make sure to be conscious of any long hair or baggy sleeves. Make sure that those do not go anywhere near the flame, obviously. Okay, third on the list is using chemicals, which obviously you will do in chemistry lab. When you go to use a chemical, you'll notice that the reagents will they will have either their own dropper if it's a liquid or their own spatula if it's a solid. And what you need to always keep in mind is never cross-contaminate. You never want to take the dropper from this bottle and put it into the dropper of another bottle. So never cross-contaminate. As well, if you use the chemical for an experiment, and let's say the experiment asked you to take 5 mLs and you accidentally take 10 mLs, it's okay, but never put back. If you take too much, never put it back to where you got it from. What you would do with the extra chemical is dispose of it in the hazardous waste container. And this is what one hazardous waste container looks like. They're typically kept in the fume hoods, which are right behind me. And so any extra unused material, always dispose of properly in the hazardous waste container. Right? If an experiment calls for deionized water, that is not tap water. Deionized water you will find in these little blue-topped plastic bottles on your desk, or in other words, just clear plastic bottles in other lab rooms. But the deionized water will not be the same as tap water. This is tap water that's gone through reverse osmosis. All the ions are out, so this is deionized water. Also, very important, before you leave lab is to wash your hands. Make sure you're not taking any kind of contamination with you. And the last thing on the list is the safety gear that's within the lab should you need it. There is a fire extinguisher by the door on your way out. There is a first aid kit by the teacher's desk. You'll see it marked first aid, where you can find Band-Aids or burn cream if you need it. And then to the right of the fume hoods in the back, there's a safety shower and also an eye wash station, which you won't need to use because you'll have your goggles on. There is an emergency shut-off switch in case there was anything that were to happen. This is primarily for the teachers to use, but it is located at the teacher's desk. It's a red button. In case we needed to cut gas or power very quickly, that would be the switch to do that. So I appreciate your time, and thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please contact your instructor.